to this tutorial of how to be a chef. Now, first up, we'll start with something simple. We're going to need marshmallows for our first ingredient. Marshmallows, please. Well, actually, first up, you will need to wash your hands before cooking. Feels really weird. Yo, it's not coming off. It lid isn't coming off. If you come across while washing your hands that a certain substance will not come off after 30 minutes, try using the hard part of a sponge. Ow, that really hurts. It feels like knives. Remember, always keep scrubbing. If it goes over an hour, then call a doctor. Today, again, we will be starting off something easy, and then we'll go fancy. So, to start with something easy, we will teach you how to make a tomato. So you grab a tomato. One sec. There. Well, let's go into the fancy food, shall we? Okay. Now, the fancy food can be really made of everyday things. Like, for instance, a fancy sandwich. First up, you will need 4 slices of bread in case you mess up. Next, a plate and a fancy cup. No, we need something fancier. Ah, perfect. Bon appetit. We have a Spider-Man thermos, only a little wet. Now we find a warm, suitable beverage. What's something fancy? We have sparkling water. We got this can of milk. Milk, not fancy at all. We got normal water, pink lemonade, and ketchup. Now, by doing process of elimination, there are 5 of you today, but only 1 Spider-Man thermos. But there's more! As a surprise, shocking event will happen right at the finales! A fan favorite from season 2 is coming back! Introducing mustard! There are 6 of you today. Only 1 Spider-Man's thermos. I'm sorry, but it won't be you, mustard! It won't be you, pink lemonade. It won't be you, water. We are left with 3 drinks. We are left with 2. Ketchup or milk as a fancy beverage. Can I have a drum roll, please? And the winner is mayonnaise! Mayonnaise is our winner of our amazing beverage competition. Thank you all for joining us on season 3. Of the Bachelor beverages. Now we will. I hope you had a great time this season. We met a lot of new faces and a lot of exciting competitors. We will see you next time on The Bachelor's Beverage. Now that we have found our beverage. Oh, God. I think that's expired. We will pour it into our thermos. Fresh. We'll just seal the container on this for now. Now we will put away our beverage. And now that we have a fancy beverage, it's time to start the cooking. Now, if you're a first time stepping into the kitchen, you're going to need some help along the way. And that's why I'm here. Now, first up, when making a sandwich, we will be using everyday objects so you don't have to run out to the store just to make up some fancy food. Now, of course, everybody knows, before coming to this video, you probably have some basic sandwich ingredients. Like, take this jar of pickles, for instance. We will not be using it. This does not come by every day, you see. Instead, we will be using coconut chips, cranberries, and nutmeg and ground allspice. We will also be using some goldfish and some cooking spray olive oil. Now, my junior chef Wumbo, can we find some spices?
I found a really spicy spice. It's called flour. It's really spicy. I've heard the spice packets in this are pretty spicy.
I've heard good things about this. I've heard good things about this.
Oh yeah. Dude, you just gotta let that.
The spice packets. And to finish it off, we might just go with some chili powder, just for like a mild taste. We're getting all the spicy stuff. Might just get some chili powder to, loosen it down. Oh, of course, everybody's got to have honeybee pollen. Now that we have gathered our ingredients, again, if you don't have any of these, use substitutes. Instead of flour, maybe some bleach. Instead of cranberries,
raisins.
Oh yeah. Instead of honeybee pollen, bees. So now we will start our thing, but of course we need to get some cheeses. Now, if you don't have cheese, easy substitutes. We don't have cheese either. Now that you have gathered all your ingredients, we will need that little, what's it called? It's a leaf thing.
A fork?
No. It's called poison ivy, like that little leaf that you put on top of the We've got to have some poison ivy kicking around here. Our town motto is too much poison ivy.
Oh, I think I found it.
Oh.
I think that says poison ivy, right?
Poison ivy with an F.
Okay.
We have gathered all of our ingredients. Now to start up, again, we got some mayonnaise. To start up, we will need a separate plate for the assembling of the sandwich. Plate a little less fancy than the one that you will be using. Just a tiny bit less fancy. Then, we will start up fresh. Just make sure that all your bread is well slapped. Remember, we washed our hands in the beginning. You don't want to make a sandwich with hands looking like that. Next, let's start off with, I'm thinking some olive oil at the very bottom. Wait, no, not olive oil. Cooking spray. You know, the ones that you put on your pan? Take a good whiff at that. Okay. Cameraman. After some technical issues, we're back. We just gave Wumbo some, what's it called? The ER, emergency room. We're back now. How does this thing spray? Now, ooh, it's bubbling. That's a good thing, right? Toast always bubbles when it's made. It's great. We will put on some chili powder. Just a little bit. Looks kind of like butter. I hope no one gets confused. Butter is so bad for bread. Next, cranberries. Oh, you can smell it. You can actually smell it. Oh, that's really, really bad. Okay, now we will put cranberries. Just a couple. Hey, maybe we can make a red sandwich. I can't wait to take a bite of that. Now, some would say we can stop here and make it a normal sandwich. But we want to make a fancy sandwich. So let's add some of the fancy ingredients, such as ground nutmeg. I don't know what nutmeg is, but looks like cinnamon sugar.
Ooh. That'll make you a man.
Now we gotta add the cheese or substitute cheese. Mom, but what you doing there in the refrigerator? Don't you know refrigerators aren't good for you? Oh, thank you. Now, remember, when you're cutting,
Wait.
Now, me and Chef Wumbo realized that when in the kitchen, you shouldn't cut the cheese. You should grate the cheese. That actually cut. My God, it's coming off. That's really cool looking. Okay. Now, remember, if you were using a knife, make sure to always grab one of those wooden boards to cut on. Always safety first when you're in the kitchen. But I wouldn't recommend cutting the cheese in the kitchen. Cutting the cheese can make some people very mad. Next up, now that we've got the cheese on, we'll just put the cheese away. So no one ever, Okay. Good old cheese. Next up, this is, the next one is not one of the ingredients we have out there. The next is an optional ingredient that makes it very better. We showed it in the beginning, like we said. First up, you will want some marshmallows. Like we said in the beginning, first up, you'll need some marshmallows. You will want marshmallows for your, your sandwich roll. This is looking pretty fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Cousin spreaded the fancy.
Spread bread.
We should actually eat this when we're done.
We never were.
What?
You said
No, I thought we were gonna serve it to one of the church people. I'm thinking it looks so good. We should try to eat
they'll
it.
be like, oh, I don't want to take that goodness away from you.
Like, so remember, if you're following along, it should look up something like this, and it should smell like cranberries covered in nutmeg on bread with olive oil. Wait. Cooking spray olive oil. I'm not sure if we can eat cooking spray olive oil. We're under 12, both of us. Maybe we have to, off camera, make a sandwich without olive oil, because olive oil cooking spray is for people who are 12 and up. So it's unfortunate. Oh God, not again. Yeah. Okay. Now a lot of people would say at this point you should really stop, Harry. What are you doing with your life? Just put the other half on. It's not going to get any worse. But really, does this look fancy enough? No, it does not. So next up, we will add ourselves some honeybee pollen, an everyday material. Now, this is real pollen, so if you have pollen allergies like me, try not to breathe. Now that's pretty good. Now all we have left is some of this amazing spice. Really good, really strong. It's really strong. We call it flour here in America. Now make sure you have enough flour. Always wash your hands. And don't worry, always clean up before you're finished making the food. You want yourself to have a nice looking kitchen. This was just cleaned yesterday. It's a lot of flour. But now I wish we could use more. I mean, that does not look like we have enough. But unfortunately, our show has a limited budget of $3. So that's all we can use. And now, if you like this talk show and would like us to use more flour for our sandwiches that we eat, remember, go subscribe to us, press the like button, and maybe even give us a donation. We'll clean it up after. Now we're almost done. It's looking pretty good. Now most people would say, how do we make this even worse? I mean, better. We need something better. Like, we really need something better. This isn't edible yet. So, we add goldfish. And a lot of people would say don't add goldfish. But I would say add goldfish. Oh, thank you, Chef Wumbo. Just gotta crush it. Nice.
Finger looking good.
We are not obliged to say that. Take a napkin and pat it down. Now, as you can see here, this says kitchen bags. So we might want to get one of those on our sandwich. Because, you know, they're for the kitchen. Pretty big. Small, kind of like a trash bag. Yeah, are these trash bags?
Oh, no, I think this is recycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, we're fine.
Hey, let's make hot dogs next.
Oh, you think, yeah, hot dogs would be great.
No, let's make hot dogs.
Yeah, I know. We can use Willa. Now, how?
Dude, that's awesome.
I know.
Dude.
Now you just gotta shake out the rest of the ingredients. That worked.
Take that.
Smell this.
Lionel Richie and other cooks such as Julia Child.
We're better than Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, we didn't even have to restart again. Well, we'll be right back after we clean up the kitchen and put it on a nice plate and put some basil on it. We finished cleaning up. We have the sandwich, but my mom says never microwave anything plastic because a chemical comes out, and if you eat it, then you get, well, you don't get cancer immediately, but it makes you higher chances of cancer. So let's look for
the most cancerous thing on the internet.
Let's look for a more fancy plate. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking maybe you and I could partner. So what are we doing right now? We're toasting the sandwich.
Yes.
So we're gonna toast it. But there is a plastic bag, and I don't think those two go together.
Oh, then I guess in this bag we'll just have to say a bunch of words.
Say what? Even if you lose all the sandwich, it's okay. It still tastes like the whole sandwich is there.
Well, we'll just take out. What is that? Oh, that's really sticky. Put that in there. 45 seconds. Now, in this 45 seconds, take this time to remember, use the hard part of a sponge to get off marshmallows. Ow, that really hurts, but it's the only way to get it off.
Why did you hold the bag?
What?
None of bag's sticky. This is the commercial break. Buy dogs. Dogs are cool. They like go in circles. Do a circle. Do a circle. She won't do a circle.
She won't do a circle?
No.
Kick her!
Yay! Get a dog.
It seems that our 45 seconds have been up.
It's so good.
Oh,
You can really smell it. Like,
you really smell it.
you can. Wow. That's a lot stronger than I thought it would be.
Oh, it's really hot. Oh, I feel the sandwich.
Ah!
Wait, hold this for me. Can you hold this for me for a second?
Ah, that's hot.
I know. Now, to finish up the sandwich, we will need some, not spices, just like salt, sugar, and cinnamon sugar. Oh, that looks delicious. Can't wait to get into that. Great salt. Tiny bit of sugar. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. Some cinnamon sugar. Now we want a lot of cinnamon sugar. Now we just kind of mix that. It's a lot of. Hey, that's pretty good. Now we just gotta rub it in there.
Smear it real good, and then we'll feed it to the dog.
I think we have finished. That sugar did not taste like sugar. I don't know why. I don't know.
Now we have to, it's time for the setup to make it look fancy for your guests.
These are some of the fancy stuff that you put on top. Put some pepper to make it look a little nicer. And of course, if your people say no pepper, put a little pepper on it. Just ignore them. If they say they're allergic to pepper, put a lot. Next up, you want some bubbles to give it that bubbly taste.
It smells like pepper.
It's a lot of bubbles. It's gonna be a great sandwich. Now let's get a wolf of that. Next, we'll just put on one flour. Maybe a little less. I'll put it back in there. What? Chef Wumbo, what's so funny? I know the bubbles. It makes you giggly, right? The smell makes you laugh. That's how good it is. You have to admit, it's really good, right? Chef Wumbo, talk. Are you okay, Chef Wumbo? No? Why not? The food? Okay. Well, Chef Wumbo will be fine. Now we have our sandwich. Now we just put it on a plate. Very fancy, so none of the juices spill on the table. We're not fancy enough. What is this? It's not fancy. That's what it is. Ah, guest Willa, it seems that this is your seat. Please sit down and enjoy. Oh, thank you. Willa, it seems that this is where you sit, not over there. So, could you please just, it's okay. We can move some placements around. Oh, no? You don't want the food? You sure? Willa, we spent a while on this food. There's even bubbles, which you like. Ah, there we go. Now sit down and enjoy your meal. Would you like some hummus? I mean, it wasn't hummus that we decided on. What was it again? Oh, mayonnaise, of course. Get a whiff of that, Willow. Oh, okay. Not gonna touch that. You sure you don't want it? Here, put it on your seat, guest Wumbo. Thank you. Now, Willow, would you please try our sandwich?